Hi everyone. So Salesforce has just released AgentForce Vibes or Vibe Cody, which is Salesforce AI assistant platform for development. Now, if you have worked with AgentForce for Developer, then the Dev Assistant, which was provided by AgentForce for Developer, lacks a lot of capabilities. One of them was automatic file generation, which means that if you give it a prompt, it can generate a code, but it won't create those into the files. But if you saw in the cursor section there, it was able to generate these Lightning Web components, or it was able to generate Apex classes, everything, because these AI assistant were capable of doing so. But AgentForce Dev Assistant were lacking these features. And most importantly, every other AI assistant such as Cursor or GitHub Copilot or Client AI assistant supports MCP server, which means that these AI assistant can connect with different applications through MCP protocol and can work with those applications such as Jira and more. But that was something missing in Dev Assistant. Now Salesforce AgentForce Vibes has all those features. So I'm adding these new lectures to cover this part because again it's a Salesforce product. So if we talk about this one, it has various capabilities. Context aware plan mode, so this agent will have plan and act mode. It can do agentic code generation for Apex, HTML, CSS, JavaScript and more languages. Model context protocol supports with 20 included MCP tools, so it has access to the Salesforce DX, and you can also add more MCP from the marketplace. Checkpoint to rollback changes, so here since it can generate files, sometimes if you want to go back to the previous version, you can do that with the help of checkpoints. Agentic rules to tailor agentic development, test case generation and more. Now the most important aspect is built-in guardrails that enforce high standard for resilience, security and compliance, trust layer to ensure the security, privacy and accuracy of the outputs. So all the output and input is going to go through the Einstein trust layer. Salesforce sandboxes that allows AgentForce Vibe to build and test in isolated development environment from each of your sandbox or development, or you can work with this AgentForce Vibes. Now let's see this AgentForce Vibes in our VS Code. So if you performed all the steps that we discussed in the last lecture, then most probably you will actually start seeing this agent in your VS Code, but you have to make sure that your CLI version is updated. So let's just run this SF update. So it is actually available from 2.96 version. So if you are below that, then do run this command SF update and make sure that you are on the higher version. And if you have installed the Salesforce extension pack, then you will see the AgentForce for Developer already installed. And with this only, you will get access to this AgentForce Vibes. Now with this, when you open this Dev Assistant or AgentForce agents, then you will see that it is saying that agent panel has moved to Dev Agent. So open this Dev Agent, which is actually I have placed it right here. So this is the AgentForce Vibes. Previously it was called Dev Agent, and actually you can see still the name at the top is showing Dev Agent, but it will be changed to AgentForce Vibes, I think post Dreamforce. Now, if you look into this agent, and if you have worked with the client agent, then you will see that it is actually very much similar in terms of UI and in terms of different options that this agent was providing. So here you see that by default, it actually have one MCP server active. So you can see all the MCP servers from here in the installed one. You will see that Salesforce DX is already installed here. So the moment you enable it, most probably you will see that Salesforce DX is added. It may not be active. So make sure that you are checking this box and it will be active, and all the Salesforce DX tools will be available. So we discussed this in the MCP section previously, like what are these tools. And with this agent will be able to perform different activities in Salesforce. Most importantly, in terms of deploying component to the org, all of that it can do. And then you can add more MCP servers as well from the marketplace. So you see all these tools are available here. For example, if I need Jira, like I want this agent to have access to Jira, so that I just give it a ticket number and it can get all the details and start building those components. So you can add those MCP as well to this agent. Now it may so happen that this agent you may not see here. So in that case, what you have to do is just type Ctrl+Shift+P in Windows, and you need to go to the open user setting JSON here, and here you need to add these you need to add these properties. Most probably it will work without this also, but if it is not, like this agentic chat is not coming, then you need to enable that. So Salesforce Einstein for Developer Advanced, enable agentic chat, you need to make it true. And also if you want to debug it, then you also have to add this. So I'll add these properties in the resource section. So if you don't see this agent coming by default, and again for you this agent will be somewhere here, I have actually placed it on my secondary pane, that's why it's coming here. So if it's not coming, then you might have to add these properties into the settings.json. Again, how to open that is you need to go to the preferences, open user setting JSON, and just save it here and maybe just reload it, your window. Other than that, as we discussed in the last lecture, you should have your developer org connected, and you should have your developer org or sandbox org connected. And in that org also, you need to make sure that your AgentForce for Developer is enabled. This checkbox is actually to disable it. So make sure that you're not checking this. Unless you really don't want to use these features, you should check this box that time only. So in this org, the one that I'm currently connected in my VS Code, this checkbox is not checked. So AgentForce for Developer is available. And this is our AgentForce vibe here. And here also it is showing 0 MCP server. So let's go to here, and I think it will take some time. Yeah, it's restarting right now. Yeah, once it restarts, you will see that, okay, for you, if it is not enabled here, it may be something like this. In that case, you will see that there is no MCP server added here. So what you have to do is just go here and make sure that you're activating it and just refresh it as well. Okay, it will take some time for it to restart. And once it restart, you will see all the tools coming for your agent. Right, so now if you will see here, we have one MCP server added. Let's use this AgentForce vibe to build some components. Before doing that, if you see here, there are certain actions which you can allow this AgentForce vibe to do automatically. So if you want to see all the list of actions, you can open this one, and the first one is enable auto approve. Toggle the auto approve feature on or off. So I'm going to turn it off right now. In your AgentForce vibe, most probably it would be turned off by default. Read project file, edit project file, keep these two commands at least turned on. These are really important so that it can read the files in our project and it can update these files as well. So these are the two commands. And then this one also, let's actually disable it. It means that it can run some terminal commands, some CLI commands, or maybe npm commands. So those commands it can run in the terminal if you keep this one turned on. So I'm going to uncheck this one for now, and I'm going to uncheck this one. Only two actions are enabled for this agent right now. I'll show you what happens when you keep this one also turned on. Okay, so with this, let's actually give it a prompt. So I'm saying that create a LWC component to display accounts in a lightning data table, and then deploy the component to the Salesforce org. Now for this one, it is actually going to use this MCP server, which it has access to. So using this, it has the tools to deploy a component to the org. That's why I'm giving this prompt also, that it should deploy the component as well. And also if you see here, you have two modes here, plan and act mode, which are self-explanatory. So in plan mode, dev agent will gather information to architect a plan, and in the act mode, dev agent will complete the task immediately. So here it will actually perform the activities right away. So with this prompt, you can either click here or you can press enter, and let's just see what it does. Okay, so at this point, it actually wants to run this tool, list all configured Salesforce org. And this is because it is actually utilizing this Salesforce DX MCP server. And this is one of the tool there, because I asked it to deploy this to my org. So it just want to see that which Salesforce orgs are listed here. I have multiple Salesforce org here. And since it is not auto approved, so it is asking me for the approval. So let's just approve it. And now it was able to actually see all the orgs that I have. And now it just want to check that which username I have. So let's just approve this one as well. So now it actually want to see all the LWC component that I have in my org. So you see, for everything, it is actually asking for my approval, because auto approve is actually disabled here. Okay, now it has actually started creating these LWC component. And again, since auto approve is disabled, it is saying that this is the file that I have created. Would you like to save it or not? If you enable this one, it will actually save this file on its own. So let's just click on save. Now it will create the HTML of it. So it has created the JS and now it's creating the HTML. And again, it is asking us to review it. So for each file, it will ask for the approval. And now it's adding some CSS. Again, let's save it. And now it want to see that what are the Apex classes I have in this project directory, because maybe there could be an existing Apex class that it can use to get the account detail. Since there is nothing, so it will actually create an Apex class now. So it created an Apex class account controller, and let's just save this one as well. So it's creating the meta file for this LWC component, that this component is deployable to app page, record page, and home page. For the Apex class also, it has created the meta file, which is really good because without this, we cannot deploy this Apex class. And now since all the components are created, it is your responsibility to quickly validate what it has created. So this is the Apex class that it has created. This is the LWC component. This is the JS file of it. And these are the column that it will have. So, you would definitely want to change these columns. But for now, I think we are good. It's a very simple component. So this is the component that it is going to deploy. So it's asking for the approval here, deploy metadata. So let's click on approve. So it seems it's deploying right now. Yes, it has deployed these component. Okay, and great, the deployment was successful. Let me verify the component works by checking if it's. So now it actually want to create some flexi page and all, which I really don't need. So I can just reject this request. I just wanted a LWC component to be created. Again, I think it's creating more stuff, which it should not. I rejected and it still created that. Reject it. Okay, it just want to validate that the component is working or not, which it is, which we will validate from the UI. So all of this we can leave it. And these components are actually deployed to the org. So let's go to our org. So here in this org, let's actually try to place this component somewhere. So the name of the component is account data table, and you would see that this is really important. If you keep this auto approve, see, it will perform all this activity on its own. Whatever it feels that it needs to do, it will start doing that. That's why, auto approve, I have kept it disabled, right? And yeah, so maybe let's add this LWC component somewhere here. The component name is account data table. Yeah, this is the LWC component. So it deployed it. Again, for the deployment purpose, it would have used the Salesforce DX MCP server. So as you give it access to more and more MCP, it should be able to perform those activity. And we see that we have some issue here. Okay, so let's go back here. And yeah, it has actually have a aura enable method. It is not cacheable true. Is it a wire? Okay, yeah, it's using wire, but it is not cacheable true. So that's a problem. So let's do that. Cacheable true. So I just okay, why it didn't? Yeah, so now it is cacheable is true. So let's deploy this now manually. So obviously, so whatever the code this AI assistants are going to build, we will have to quickly validate them. So here this get accounts is not actually, I mean, it could be used because it has aura enabled, but since in the LWC it used the wire property, so it has to be cacheable true. So now it is deployed. Let's refresh here. And let's try to place it again. Okay, so this time it is working. So you see, when you're working or you're doing vibe coding, it's not that you just ask your AI assistant to build the component and you'll deploy. No, you need to have understanding of what exactly it is building. So validating the code written by these AI assistant is really important step here. So code review, I would say, is very important. And as you see any problem, you would have to fix them and then it should work. Okay, so this is the LWC component that it has built. Okay, you see this is the LWC component it has built. So these are the column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and these are the 7 columns that we mentioned here, that this agent has mentioned here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if you want to add more columns, or you want to add some filtering condition and all of that you can do. And this agent is actually very helpful for generating this boilerplate code that you can modify as per your need. So if you have worked with Dev Assistant previously, then you will see a major difference here, because this agent is actually able to create files. It is able to, it is able to edit file. It is able to read all of your project structure to see if similar code exists or not. It can deploy your component to the org using this MCP server. And in our upcoming lecture, we will see that when you equip this agent with more MCP server like Jira or any other application, then it can do much more than that. You don't even have to give this prompt to create this LWC component. You can just say that this is the Jira ticket and build the component, so it can actually see the requirement from a Jira ticket.